Televangelist Pat Robertson was giving some advice to one of their listeners about living with someone. And he made some really interesting comparisons. Let's take a listen.
Brenda writes, my daughter is a Christian and a good person. She lives with her boyfriend and plans on marriage, but he has to get a divorce first. Will they go to hell for this?
The answer is yes. She's a good person, but she's living in adultery. That's Hollywood. Only he's a good person, but he just killed 5 people and he threw his mother down the steps. But he's a good person. Nonsense. It is adultery. She's living with a married man who is still married, and she's a good person. Baloney.
Baloney. You realize there's something called a separation? People separate, and it takes a while to get divorced, but Pat Robertson's like, you're going to hell. And not only that, not only are you going to hell, but it's like being a serial murderer. It's like killing 5 people and pushing your mom down the stairs. Living with someone who is still married, but separated, and is getting a divorce, is like being a mass murderer in Pat Robertson's eyes. Personally, I think living with somebody before you're married is kind of a good thing. And look, it gets complicated when you're still married, obviously, right? But what a message. Your daughter's going to hell. And she's like a serial killer because she's living in adultery. She's living in sin. Pat Robertson, everybody. Relationship advice with Pat.